Hey there, here we are live again, and now we are on the bus and actually riding with the bus, and we are autonomously riding, so it's fascinating to see that. And as I mentioned earlier, the spectacular thing about this is that it's actually not so spectacular because it's just driving like a normal bus. But as you can see, when you're looking at the driver is not touching the steering wheel, and the driver is not touching the pedals with its feet, and the bus itself, if you look at the traffic lights now, I don't have any idea about Dutch traffic lights, and when it's turning to white, I guess it's driving on again, but all on its own. So we are actually riding autonomously. And Daimler Bus is actually the first manufacturer to put this city bus into automated operation. So it recognizes traffic lights, it's got a Wi-Fi connection, and by recognizing the traffic lights, you can actually take advantage of the green wave, which means it can ride smoothly and comfortably all the time. And the bus driver is actually passive. Of course, he's controlling the system. He's always in charge. He can always override the system, so we're completely safe. But it's a completely good feeling, safe feeling while riding this bus. Next beside me is a journalist from Japan, and I'm going to ask him a few questions. Hi, how do you enjoy it? How do you enjoy the ride?
Yeah, it's good.
How does it feel for you?
Yeah, it's very smooth
Yeah.
and very comfortable compared to the normal bus, I would
Okay.
say.
So, are you often riding a bus in Japan?
Not really. We usually take the metro.
Okay.
Yes, because there's a good network of the metro. So
Yeah.
and on the road, it's crowded with the traffic jam. So
Would this be also interesting having this in Japan too?
maybe, but the problem is that here in Amsterdam they have a designated lane for the bus,
Yeah.
so it will make easier to operate the buses. But in Tokyo, for example, there's not so much
Okay.
bus lane, so that would be a problem.
Thank you very much. As you can actually see, the bus is crowded, just like a normal bus going on the way to work, but it's stuffed full with journalists and technical experts, and they all having their first ride. And you can see they're actually having a workshop there and getting technical informations by my colleague Dr. Pullager, and they're really enjoying it. Waiting now for the doors to close, so it's a normal stop, and the bus will go on again. See, we're now passing crossroads, and the camera system and the assist system, they recognize there's a white light, we can go on, and it's all being driven automatically. It's a complete autonomous drive. And it's going around corners, no problem. You can see steering wheel is turning in, braking by itself, just like a normal drive. By the way, this is a BRT line, so we are actually in Amsterdam, but moving from Haarlem to Amsterdam. This is one of the longest BRT lanes there are. It's about 20 kilometers. We are about to pass now, and you see again, we are passing the next traffic situation, no problem. And we see the next bus stop where we're going to stop. So, and about a short time, we are approaching a very interesting situation, which will prove the safety of the systems which are working together here, the camera systems and the navigation systems. And we are approaching a bus station. coming to a stop. And you see, driver is just controlling, he's doing nothing. Bus rides on its own. Let me introduce you Uwe Grimm to you. He's one of the technical experts actually setting up the whole thing. He's been testing for weeks. Now, Uwe, are you proud today?
Yes, sure. Sure, I'm proud.
We're having the first drive. Everything is complete in comfort and safety.
No problems at all, yes.
And you've been testing and developing for weeks, and now is the day, and everything's working perfectly.
Yeah, that's the reason why I'm really proud. About the whole team, everything working a lot. Everyone was working a lot, but we've finished with, I think, a perfect result.
Mm-hmm. What was your job while setting up this whole thing?
So I'm from the testing department of EvoBus, and in this project I was leading the technical part. Yeah, so I'm responsible that it works like it works.
Cool. And we definitely can see that it works like it should be. And we're now approaching an interesting situation. So the next bus stop is about to approach. Just passing this van here. And maybe you can explain this situation now to us. There's a guy standing at the bus stop, but it's no coincidence because we want to show something.
Yeah, he's an actor. Yeah. And we first stop on this stop station, and after the bus wants to start, he will move in, yeah, okay. And we will see what happens.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I hope nothing's gonna happen, but I'm quite sure.
At this moment, we open the door.
Yep.
Yeah.
Taking the normal
for
stop.
Passengers going out and in.
And let's watch the situation now. So it's a typical traffic situation when somebody steps into traffic, bus rides on, and there's the guy just stepping onto the road, and
the bus stops.
It stops.
Yeah, perfect.
So the camera system, the radar system, realized there's something on the road and stopped the bus.
And stopped the bus. Yeah, and for safety, it stopped really in front of the passenger. Yes. Yeah.
Just a word about the technical systems. It's a combination of radar and Wi-Fi and different assist systems. Can you explain that to the viewer?
Yeah, we have for each situation we have more than one system, because for sure if there's only one system can fail. So for safety we have a lot of systems. For passengers we have a stereo camera, and we also have a radar system to detect passengers. Yeah.
You can see here from the backside there are lots of cameras installed into the windscreen.
Yeah.
And how many cameras are there on board?
I'm not really sure, but I think more than 15 cameras are on board here to do all these things. Yeah.
So the bus has a 360-degree view all around itself, and so it's completely safe for passengers and the traffic in itself.
Yes.
Cool. Approaching normal bus. I like the people's reactions on this bus because I never seen such a thing before, and so it's your experience too. People start waving, and when you did test the bus, people always try to get in, and because we were normally stopping at the traffic light, and people were so interested at the bus stops, they wanted to join the ride, but of course you weren't allowed because you were of course testing the whole thing.
Yes. Yeah.
Do you think how much time will it take to actually see this bus as a serial production car on the road? You will be testing on the whole system, and maybe later on you take the first steps to put it into production.
Yes. We will go on with testing of all the systems, yes, and bring them to the series, yes. And I think it will take a couple of time till all the systems like now we have in this car will be in a serial produced car, but I think some of the systems, I think we don't have to wait too long until they be in the serial car. Yes.
Let's hope so, because the benefits you can clearly see. So we're now approaching the next bus stop, and we are right at the end of our live stream now, so I'm getting off the bus. I hope you enjoyed the ride, and see you next time. My name is Dan, live from Amsterdam, and that's all for now. Bye.
Mercedes Benz, the best or nothing.